I don't want to talk.
Breaking Beige is the journey of three 30-something mums trying to figure out who the hell they are post-babies. We can't be the only ones who feel like this. Who the fuck are we now? Just a mamas wearing thin? We want more. Finding our strengths, ditching the activewear and washing our hair. This is the journey of how we will gain our self-worth back and inspire you to do the same. Break the beige. Be a hot bitch.
I don't want to talk.
And
action.
Well, good morning, girlies.
Good morning. Hey, Becca.
Morning. Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
That's great.
Already? You guys, we have to explain
The
this
wheels are
right
falling
now. So seriously, Becca has got this trauma about like being welcomed and introduced into something. She's always like,
I thought we were going to start again. No, we're not
starting
this.
again. So can you please tell us your story, Becca? Because it's so funny and we can all relate to this.
Okay, so when I was at uni, I went down, went and stayed on a station with my friend, and we arrived to stay for the week and ride horses on the station and that, and didn't know them from a bar of soap, and turned up, and the lady comes out to greet us, me and my friend, and she said her name. And my friend was like, "Hi, I'm Mans," or "I'm Amanda." And I thought in my head that she was going to say, "This is Becca." And then she turned to me and I was like, "This is Becca." And I was like,
What? Mortified. So I will do that for you.
It was terrible.
I will introduce you. This is Becca.
Let's take that trauma away from you, honey.
So today we're having a chat with Becca. Becca has a business called The Wellbeing. She is a holistic health coach, and she's all about improving your health through nutrition and lifestyle.
Which we all
need.
We all need a Becca.
And Becca has been a good friend of Kate and I's. All our kids go to school together, and she's also helped us with our health and lifestyle throughout the years that sometimes I listen and sometimes I do not. So we'll start with ins and outs of the day. Kate, what's your ins and out today?
My in is like the funny ass chat we've had before we started
No,
recording.
we should have been recording that.
It was so good listening to all of these really funny things that were going on. In is also we had a pretty stink situation last week with a family member. I'm not going to go too much into it, but pretty serious accident, and my in was that it doesn't matter what's going on, the family just gathered and huddled together and just made it happen. So that was really cool. Out for the week, I don't know, I've had a pretty good week.
Good.
Like I've had some annoying stuff happening, but I've just got over myself this week. So yeah, I don't really have a bad one.
Good. I like
positive.
that. Keep it
Yeah.
positive.
Let's go there.
Becca, you can go next. Ins and outs.
my in lately, and don't judge me for this,
No judgment.
There's no judgment.
We are
on
going
this
to judge
podcast.
you.
Exercise. Socks and Crocs.
Socks
No,
and Crocs.
no, it's a
full
hard
judgment.
no.
I'm sorry, did we say you're in a safe environment?
We were lying.
No,
I
like just
really
at home,
love
though.
you.
You know, like coming home and normally have like leggings on and, you know, socks kind of mid-length, and chuck my Crocs on, my cream Crocs, and so comfy.
Socks and
Rock
Crocs.
them.
Love it. There was this funny instant when Becca was going out and she shared on her story. She had this beautiful outfit on
yes.
with her blazer,
The most
and then
hate.
it went down, and then she had her Crocs on, and I was like, "No, don't
Like
do it."
Crocs and blazer like this, and the hate I got, honestly, the amount of messages, I've never had so many messages
Judgment.
from
Don't
the
do
story. And I was like, chill out guys, I've actually got boots on. Like, then they all felt savage because they were just hating on it.
I love that how much you love your Crocs. I think that's a really
Yeah,
cool
just
one.
at home, but they have snuck out a few times, you know, just school pick up and, but that's my in.
And you're out. Do we have out?
Hit us
My
with your negative
out
shit. Come on.
is Am I out at the moment? Lately, actually, has just been waking up and it's just dark and cold, and I just want summer back.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to get up and get things going, and it's just really maybe nature is
The
telling us
drag.
to just stay in bed
Yeah, it's a
as long
struggle.
as possible.
We have been
Hibernate,
talking
but
about that. Yeah,
it
the
is,
hibernation zone, eh?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You.
Me. So, my out this week is my bathroom. So that the kids merge into and make it their bathroom. Firstly, the toothpaste drawer or the toothbrush drawer that we keep everything in there, and there's toothpaste everywhere. It is absolutely disgusting. It's up on the mirror, it's over the tap. And so when everyone leaves the school, I wash my hands, and automatically I always just rub my hands around the sink to wash it. And I brought my hand up the faucet, and there was this like hard sticky thing there, and I was like, what is this? It was fucking bogies. Like somebody had picked their nose.
thought you were going to say something else, and I know Gina did too.
Shut up, keep it clean.
Kate, I was thinking it was toothpaste. What
Oh, here we go.
And I stopped, and then I picked it, and it was on my finger, and I was like,
Oh
somebody
my
has
God,
picked their
kids.
nose and wiped it on the faucet.
Kids, honestly, there's no
No
no boundaries.
Yeah, no boundaries. No
So
filter.
my out is boogers in my sink today.
Oh, that's disgusting.
This is a little bit of an out, but it's quite funny. So I was taking the kids to school today, taking Jax because he wouldn't walk with the kids, and they were walking up the road, and it just started pouring down with rain, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to pick them up because I don't want them to get wet. So I put my hazard lights on, and I just pull over on the side of the road, and they all jumped in. I was like, quick, jump in, I don't want you to get wet. And then we turned going up to the school, and my hazard lights were blinking, and I was like, fuck. I don't know how to turn them off.
No, he's coming.
He was coming up to the school.
Make way.
And then Mace goes,
Make way for the Queen and her children.
you did drive past me and see this,
He's
right?
coming up the road.
I was driving towards her down the school street, and I could
Oh my
see her
gosh.
arms going like this, and hazards on, and blinkers back and forth, and she was full, and I
Losing
was
it.
just dying driving towards her, laughing my head off, and I was like, morning.
So anyway, I F-bombed, and then we've got kids in the car that are not my own children. And Mace goes, Mum. I was like, what? He goes, don't swear. And I turned around, I was like, Mace, don't pretend I don't swear. And he was like, yeah, but we've got other kids in the car. And then I know that. Serve me. And I turned around and I said to the kid, does your mum say fuck? And he goes, yep, but more so my dad. And then we parked up, and Mace is just rolling his eyes at me like, Mum, you're so embarrassing.
So good.
But
So
that was a little a
responsible.
feel good. He is such a
Oldest
good
child,
kid. I know.
yeah.
He's going to pull me into line the rest of my life.
The best. You need it.
So
Gina.
here's my in.
Gina, ins and outs,
All
honey.
right.
Boo.
Oh, I think my in might be Renee's story this
Yeah.
week. That's pretty golden. In for me this week, lots of ins this week. It's been a really cool week. Yeah, but I got extensions, so I feel like a mermaid today.
You
Feel
look
bit of
like
a
a
princess,
mermaid.
So,
We are so shitty. We're
Yeah.
vibing Barbie movie right now.
So yeah, thank you, Maiden. They did a great job, so I'm really excited. To have long hair again. I feel like I got the mom bob, and I've just been regretting it ever since. On me, it looks great on a lot of other people though. And my out this week is. No, it's not.
You're looking
Yeah,
at him.
I can't actually think of an out.
Good.
Nah,
I'm
it's
liking
good-
that we
good
don't
week.
have outs.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I'm so happy for you. But yeah, no, that's my out this week. Should we do outfits of the day,
Yep.
gals?
Start, Gina.
I'm wearing my denim shirt from Maiden.
Okay, we don't
Renee's
even need to
wearing
ask.
the same. I'm wearing my 501s. Are you wearing 501s?
I absolutely am.
I'm just missing the hat. Like,
But
so
you've
I'm
got the
twinning
hair.
fully with Renee today.
I love
And that was not planned. This was
Nah.
like a total random turn up, and we were wearing the same thing.
Canadian tuxedo girls.
Yep.
We're just clones of each other.
I
Yeah.
love it.
What about you, Becca? What do you got on today?
I have a country road French linen shirt,
Beautiful.
Glassons jumper, Pull and Bear jeans. Don't know where I got them from,
That's a good brand.
but yeah, I've got 2 pairs, but I've had them for a while. And Nike sneakers.
Cute.
Beauty.
Are you, Kate?
I have on a Mal black knit and some oversized chinos from Crystal Cylinder Thrills.
Cute.
Trying to match Johnny.
Yes, every week. Every week.
Without the leather jacket.
Manning it up. Yeah, love it.
Wow, yeah, you look great, Kate.
Oh, thanks, babes.
And I am wearing the same as Gina. And Anina being hacked. So
I'll be influenced. I'll buy one of those hats.
You've got one of those hats.
I do. Of course I do. What are you talking about?
Hashtag sponsored.
Can we just quickly talk about your stressful morning with scraping noises?
Okay, I have so many issues, but this is just one of them.
Can you do the eye thing you did before too?
What do I do? Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
so it started this morning when Jax was trying to get every one of his rice bubbles out of his plate, and he got his spoon, and it was like, and I was just like, "Are you finished yet? Do you want me to take your bowl? Like, we're good." He was like, "Oh, Mum, I've still got one left." And then Kate was being so kind, and because I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, so she made me a lemon honey drink. And you know that big goop of honey that's like in the bottom of the cup? And so she was going,
It was a clink, 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 as I was stirring it.
and I was just like, oh. And then she's like, "Can you stop being a bitch? I'm trying to make you a nice drink." And I'm like, "I know, but it's frustrating the shit out of me."
She was like, "Oh my God, could you stir it any more than that?" I was like, "Nah, have the glumpy, honey. I don't care."
But my family will be able to, like, they know that I've got these issues. Like my sister, who I love dearly, has a clicky jaw when she eats. So if she's eating like a crunchy biscuit or some muesli and she comes down and sits next to me, I'm like, and then I just get up and I leave. And she was like, "What?" And I'm like, "I just can't hear you."
Just can't listen to the
Good
click.
deal.
So yeah, I'm a real dick like that, but
Oh,
I accept it.
We've all got our issues, honey.
Such a dick.
We've all got our issues.
Right, more about you, Becca. Please take it off me.
So we're going to crack into our Becca chat. So Becca's actually going to be like our resident healthcare lady. She's got some super epic skills. So, but you will hear about that. So Becca, tell us a little bit about your life, where you grew up,
really
your
close.
family, and your career path.
Right.
Can you start it with, "This is Becca"?
Yeah,
This is Becca.
Hi, this is Becca.
Becca grew up in Tauranga. I grew up in Tauranga and the sunny Bay of Plenty. After high school, I went off to uni, went to Dunedin, got my teaching qualification, and then moved to the Mount and was flatting at the Mount. Got a job as a teacher in Tauranga, so started my teaching career there, and then how much do I
Wow.
add in?
That's
Um,
great.
I met Eli, my husband now. I met him when I was flatting at the Mount, so we were there for a couple of years, and then we got married and went travelling, and then came back and kept teaching for a year or so there. And then he got a job. He was working on the rigs, like 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off, and he got a job in the office down here. So we did the move to New Plymouth or
Best thing
Orkura.
you did, babes.
Absolutely.
And I knew nobody, and I moved here, and I'd been here once actually, and it was pouring with rain and cold and black sand beaches, and I was like, "We're doing this? We're moving here? Moving for love? No."
Yes.
So yeah, but no, it's turned out awesome. Wouldn't be anywhere else. So yeah, moved down here, and then I kept teaching down here. Got a teaching job here, and then taught for a few years, and then we had kids. Then Harlow came along, 2015, and then Indy. So yeah, I've got 2 daughters, Harlow and Indy. They're 8 and 6 now, which is crazy to say.
And they are absolute honeys.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Honeys.
Yeah, and then it's kind of from there. It was kind of from lockdown where things started to change, where teaching kind of, started to take a different, a back seat, and other things, other priorities, I guess, came up.
And how did you find, yourself in this space? So in this wellness and holistic area, did you have children and you got more into it? Is it something you've always been passionate about? What sort of forced you or pushed you into this direction where you're in now?
Yeah, so thinking about it, actually, there was a number of factors that kind of all led me to here. So it wasn't really one thing, but I guess, when I went away to uni and, university, not the best lifestyle.
Nope.
So
let
just,
loose.
kind of had health problems, I guess, from that, like I had bad skin. I put on a lot of weight for me at that time. And then that kind of stuck with me because I started teaching, and teaching's so stressful, especially as a beginner teacher. You're just racing around, you're trying to find your feet in the classroom, and so that all contributed to a few of my own kind of health kind of issues at the time. So once we moved down here, I really got on to trying to sort that out for myself and looking into different things I could do, and then naturally moved into eating good food, whole food, into like raw baking, like redoing things that weren't just like your white flour, white
Processed,
sugar,
yeah.
like trying to do that. And it wasn't long after I got into that actually that I fell pregnant with Harlow. And then once I had her, that even stepped up even more. Like I was just like, oh, I need to, I'm going to be giving her food soon. And suddenly you're a mum and you influence a little human being.
Yeah.
So that kind of stepped up even more for me. And so I was right into just doing just good food, exercising well, and getting into that and feeling really good, like feeling actually probably the best I've felt in my life after having Harlow, like not long after that. She was probably 3 months old and I was feeling amazing, exercising, doing everything.
Which is
she was
usually the time
lovely.
where you feel your
Yes,
worst,
yes,
you know,
depleted,
like
yeah,
that's you've got
totally.
no energy stock.
Yeah. And that's why I like to tell people that are having a baby, when you're pregnant and you can get lots of other, like you're not going to sleep and all this, like, there
can
are
make it good.
positive. Yeah, definitely. So I think I really found my feet in that way then. And then I went back to teaching after having Harlow and after having India. Went back like 2 days a week and then just kind of realised that I was eating a lot different to other people, like work colleagues and just philosophies around lifestyle and things like that were different. And then at that time people were asking me, friends or family would be like, oh, what are you doing, or what exercise are you
asking for
doing, or
advice.
what have you made there, what baking, or
Is
what are
it
you having
actually-
for dinner, or
Yeah.
and they would just come naturally to me, and I'd be pumped on that. Like I'd be like, oh, do this, and if I said something that really helped them, I'd be like, oh, this is awesome.
It's
So
your reward.
it kind of
Yeah.
naturally
Yeah,
came
it
from there
happens.
as well.
So
Yeah.
we've got this local coffee shop, and Becca was really good with the guy that opened it, and they had this most amazing chia seed chocolate cake, and only did I find that out like not that long ago that he actually got that recipe from Becca.
Did
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's like my, one of those recipes that just like life changing.
Yeah,
like
totally.
that's
It's
yeah.
so
I've given that
good.
recipe to so many people.
Yeah,
And birthday
Amazing.
cake, like awesome birthday cake to just
Yeah,
whip up, easy, one bowl.
whip it
Yeah,
up.
so yum.
So
Really
talk
yum, yeah.
us through your study and your qualifications and how you manage this phase with your 2 kids and like juggling family life.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot.
don't know how you do this
It
because
is a
it's
lot.
like
Yeah,
trying to sit down and concentrate on study.
yeah.
My brain is like, there's washing, there's beds, what's for tea?
Yeah, it's
Like
easy
it
to get
wouldn't-
distracted.
Is that what your voice is?
That is what some of them sound like that. The other ones are male ones.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. It
Studying
is,
kid
and
life.
it's you could spend your whole day doing something like that, right? Folding your washing, and I could spend my whole day every day cleaning my house and doing anything else other than. But I think the transition as well, like when I transitioned from teaching and started to do this, going to school and being a teacher with kids was so intense. Like, especially, like, I was only working 2 days a week, but I was getting a preschooler and pretty much baby, well, Indy was 1, out the door by 7:30. We were probably leaving to then drop them off at somebody else's house, and then having to be at school by 8, and then, you know, getting all the stuff ready. And so to me, that was probably the bit where I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, this is not for me. This is not, you know, what I want to do.
Yeah.
And we were lucky enough, like, I just chose to go back to work. I was able to be at home. We didn't need that extra income at the time. So I think what I am having to deal with now is, to me, that's kind of easy in comparison. I'm not having to rush out the door with them and be somewhere I don't have to be.
Yeah.
I can juggle it around with what I'm doing. So,
and I think when you're passionate about something too, it's
completely.
not a challenge, right? It feels easy.
Yeah.
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 It's amazing when you've found your calling.
Yeah, that's it. So it's
you-
definitely
can you
hard. And I think sometimes you sit down and you're like learning all these like really intense things. You're learning like about, I don't know, like what's in the cell and what's glucogenesis or whatever. And you're just like, whoa. But I think it's just blocks. I can't sit down from 9 till 3 while my kids are at school and full study. Like, that's just, your brain doesn't work like that. I think the studies show it's like 4 hours and you're tapped out, you know. So it's just doing it in blocks, and it's working out, and it's just prioritizing. And we all do that as mums, don't we? We're like,
we do.
That washing is not my priority right now. My priority is, is that. So, but it can get very intense around assessment time because modules are still going. I've got to get assessments out. If you throw in a curveball of a sick kid or,
husband away for work,
other life things. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Then
absolutely.
suddenly you're like, whoa, this is. So there are times when it's like, am I going to get through this?
Yeah.
But
Good on you.
the outcome is like my dream. So I'm pushing for it, you know?
Awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us about like how you started the Wellbeing, like your branding, your direction, your content, and how you keep up with those demands of social media.
Yeah, and I guess that's where I think I possibly dropped the ball a little bit because that's not priority a lot of the time. However, I do like to share the information, like creating especially the like social media account on Instagram. My job or what my role is there is to get good information out to people. That's how I see it. So I do try to get on there, or even just sharing other people's content and be like, go to this and look at this, like this is awesome, like you need to read this kind of thing.
Well, it's quite good too.
Even just quickly sharing on your stories something.
Yeah, when I look at your stories, it's like you've filtered all the shit out for me, and I'm like, okay, so this is all I need to see.
Yeah,
you know?
awesome.
Like, and that's
and
that works for me as a time poor.
That's good to hear.
Like, person who doesn't really take care of themselves or prioritise themselves at all. So
that's awesome, and that's part of my job as well as a health coach, is simplifying health for people because it is just can be a minefield.
It's overwhelming.
You know, like, and especially diets coming through or trends, or I should be doing this and this, and you just get so overwhelmed that you do nothing.
Well, it's
you know,
the same
you're just
as
like,
skin. Like, you
we
want to say,
talked about
don't be influenced by this little thing that pops up on your Instagram going, you must have this sheet mask or whatever.
Yes.
And people, it's just a quick buy, so easy, but there's no information behind it.
That's it.
And it's the same as diets. Like, I'm bad for it. I'm like, will that magic pill work? You know, I'm all about the fast, and it's not. It's slow and steady and a lifestyle
Get
change.
back to those basics and do those right.
Yeah.
Do those,
Off the back of what you just said about your social media, and you said that you're quite time poor, like as a follower and someone who has just met you today, like I've been following you for a little while, and the stuff that you share is amazing, and you actually deliver it really, really well.
Oh, thank you.
And you, like Kate said, it comes out as this is all I need. Like, you're not
filtered.
overbearingly, it's not bombarding anybody. And I think, I just wanted to say that, the way that you actually deliver that is
Gina's
really
a fangirl.
digestible. I am, massively. And now I've met you. And
Another
I'm like,
hot girl.
She's
It's like,
and she's
that's
beautiful. Always got crushes on girls. I'm just a fan. It's cool. So Becca, can you give us some examples of why somebody would get in touch with you, and what kind of concerns are you seeing coming through from your clients that you currently have?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I was looking through actually all the health histories that I've done up till now, and probably the biggest one is fatigue, low energy, tired, not
Mums.
feeling their mums, not feeling their
Except
100%.
Every other mother.
No. Yeah, that's really big, fatigue and just not feeling their best self, just being like, I'm just getting through. Is this, it's common, but that's not actually how you're supposed to feel. I think a lot of people are like,
You just get used to feeling
yeah,
like that. You're
you
like,
do.
oh, I just have to survive
Yeah.
because I don't have a choice.
that's it. You don't
And
actually
then-
know how good you can feel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just
agree.
kind of, a lot of health concerns are common, but they're not, it shouldn't be like that.
I remember
Yeah.
when I did my house plan with you, and that was a while ago. That was probably 2 years ago. But you just like, I couldn't even really explain how I felt or what I needed. I was just like, I'm just like wrecked. And I just feel shitty every day. But I'm good. Like I'm sweet. I'm functioning. It's all good.
Yeah.
And the way that like there was just some key tips that you gave me that was so simple, and it wasn't like have all these supplements and like spend all this money. It was just like go to bed early, turn your phone off, like drink some water. They were real basic stuff that I was just like, oh my gosh. And within like 3 days, I felt so much better. And it's like, those things.
Yeah.
Like it's
100%.
obvious.
A
but
lot of
you
people
just
do,
can't
and then
do
it's-
it
no.
until someone tells you, like, get your shit together.
Yeah.
Drink some
Or
more
breaks
water.
it down for you and relates like these symptoms that you're feeling are because, like actually
Yes,
links it together and be
connecting,
like, when
yeah.
you drink water, this is what happens, your
Yeah.
body's like 2/3 water. So what do you think happens if you don't give yourself enough? We need a litre just to kind of meet the, we breathe out like all the water, overnight you're dehydrated, right? You wake up, that's like a cup gone and just from breathing. So to replenish that is only just a litre. So that's your baseline, and then you need to keep going. So if you're not doing that and you're adding on coffee and you're grabbing, that wine at night, and this is like an everyday thing, and I'm not trying to put, don't have coffee or don't have wine, but it's about what you do every day that counts, not what you do sometimes. So if you're doing that day in, day out, that's your daily routine. It's like there's consequences for that. Your body needs hydration. And if you're only drinking a couple of glasses a day, there's, that's stress for your body. Your body's like...
What if you just like have a cup of water with
Sam.
Well, coffee's a diuretic, so you're going to lose more water than you're putting in with your coffee, and then so you probably need 2 glasses to equal, and then you're back to just equal.
But then caffeine can have other effects on your body too, right? Like it can actually like stop you from absorbing iron and all of those, like there's lots of things. So you can't just have water and it cancels out.
But
I like
can
that saying about it's not about what you do sometimes. It's it's about what you do every day. That's
Totally, and I love that saying, and going back to that, because it's not about being perfect, and I'm not perfect, and nobody is, and it's about enjoying yourself and not being a robot. We're not robots. We're doing this amazing routine every day, and that's not that's not achievable. That's not real life, especially as a mum, but it's just having those key things that you are getting in, and those really good habits. So they may start off small and they may seem insignificant, but they will grow. That one green juice you make, or one green smoothie, or I'm just focusing on my water today and I'm going to get that in and I'm going to build on that, and then what else can I add on, and that over long term is like huge for your health.
And you've got to your
And
head's
it's
got to
not
be in the
that.
game, when you contact Becca. So I've done it before. I've got an underactive thyroid, and when we were kind of going through our journey, Becca went above and beyond. Like she's like messaging me at night. She's like, okay, I've done this research and I've asked my professor, and this is what we think about thyroid. And it was so much information that I've had this for like 6 years. No one had ever told me that, So be ready to take that journey And yeah, I just think having that person to guide you through it. So if people want to contact you or like start this journey, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, sure.
Because I just had a couple even in the salon. So if people aren't on social media, because
Yes.
quite often it's like, oh, I don't have an Instagram. How do I get in touch with Becca?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well,
You
I have a
ring her
website.
home phone.
You still have a landline?
Phone book.
So how do we get in contact with you?
So you can I have a website, thewellbeing.co.nz, and I actually have a 15-minute coaching call, which people can use to call me and just briefly say, what are their health concerns or their health goals. Most people come to me with a health concern, like they have something that they're just not going to put up with anymore and they need some help with. A small amount of people come with health goals like, I would like to lose some weight or I just want to feel better. But you can use that coaching call to just chat with me briefly about how I would approach it if people are just wanting to know the process first. But if you're boots and all you're in, you can actually book through my website as well and book a health history. So that's the first thing that I do, which you two have done, the health history, where it's a good solid hour, sometimes more, of, as the name says, all the history of their health, starting with, the main focus is their health concerns or their health goals. What are they wanting to achieve or change? And then you're going into at what point of their life did they feel best, history, health history of family, through to, how do they sleep, how was their digestion, so many questions in there, menstrual health for women, what they want to get out of it. Yeah, it's like a 4-page health history. So that's really full, and I'm just firing questions at them the whole time just to get as much information that I can gather. And obviously I might ask, are you on medications or things like that? But my scope of practice is I'm a health coach and I'm only looking at nutrition and lifestyle, and anything medical in there is only if I recommend supplements and looking at any contraindications. But yeah, my role is looking at nutrition and lifestyle. How is that going to help you? I also do a food and symptom diary with them. So that's for 3 days where they write down everything they eat and drink, any symptoms.
That
after
makes
that,
you really think
and
about
then-
it too, eh?
yeah,
When we did it, I was
honestly.
like, oh, I did grab that biscuit. Fuck.
Yeah. That's usually...
Don't grab it. Don't grab it.
We were like messaging each other and being
don't
like,
write it
should
down.
I write that I ate like 1 kg of chocolate today? Or should I just pretend that didn't happen? Symptoms, 0. Like, it was fine.
It's like when a doctor's like, how many alcoholic beverages do you have per week? And you're like,
Scale
none,
that back,
obviously.
1 to 2.
Being honest is key, though, right?
Oh,
Otherwise,
it's so
you're just
key, and I
not
say
gonna-
that. Yeah, I was like, I can't
And
help
there's
you
no
if you're not gonna.
judgment from you.
Oh
like,
no, 100%
you've like
no.
seen worse.
I mean, we're all human.
Totally.
hard out.
Yeah, so that, I think that's very eye-opening, as you say. A lot of people would read through, and they go, whoa, I didn't realise that I just put food in my mouth all day,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
don't. You just kind of, until you actually see it written down, and in one whole day you're like, oh.
I know. And I think what I noticed with you too was like, I just wasn't eating regularly. Like, and what I was eating was basically like cardboard and hummus. Like I would just be like, oh, just reach for the crackers and hummus because you think
you
that's
were on
like
the run.
healthy,
and
like
just-
better than
yeah.
a biscuit, a bag of chips. So I was like, but yeah, the information you gave me around that was like, that's not actually fueling you. It's like,
Yeah.
Is
you're not
that the
getting
secret?
enough fuel. Yeah.
Crackers and hummus. And I'll look like
Write it
cake.
down.
But I guess that's the
Yes.
thing too. Like there must be so many varying problems, and you must just have this wealth of information in there. I don't know how you get it all in there, but
sometimes I get actually. I had one particular client who came through, and looking at her, first of all, it just seemed like there was so much going on, like it was
Yeah.
quite a minefield.
yeah,
And I'm always just mindful of my scope of practice, stick to what I'm doing, because a lot of it was out of my scope of practice. But she's probably the one that has got the most results, I'd say, because I just brought it back down to what she's putting in her body every day, her lifestyle.
Yeah.
And a lot of symptoms that I was just like, wow, there's a lot going on here. They just went. Like she had
Really?
actually
Because I was
severe.
gonna say, does it all like pretty much come back to the same thing? Like, is it like just drink more water or get more sleep, or like, is it just come back to the basics all the time?
It does definitely come back to the basics a lot, but it also is bio-individual. So it's not like I'm just cranking out the same health and wellness plan for every
Sure,
person that
yeah,
comes
it's
through.
really
It's like
individualised.
very individualized. And also the way I approach it has to be individualized because I have people come to me who are so overwhelmed with everything. And then if I give them a big like
Folder.
12-page health and wellness plan and be like, okay, here we go, they're just going to crumple. Like
Yeah.
I have to approach it how, so I might only give them 1 or 2 goals at that time. Yeah. But back to, is it all the same thing? There's like pillars of health or areas of health that I work within. So in the health and wellness plan, I might choose 4 or 5 of them for that person. And that can be hydration, for example, hydration, nutrition, gut health, sleep, exercise, stress management, and always have a supplement a little bit on the end, the supplements that are specific to them and their goals. And I only just choose a few as well. Like Renee with the skincare, I'm not going to be like, there could be about 12 supplements that somebody could take, but I personally don't take that much. And I'm not going to say you can do, take all of these. It's just down to what I think is priority for them at the time. So I might choose like 4 or 5 and they may choose a couple out of that if that's what they want to do. But yeah, it's coming down to those, areas.
What are your thoughts on seed oil?
Seed oils.
Like canola oil.
Every time, Sam loves to bring it back.
Not a fan. Not a fan at all.
So a butter
Just yes, I believe butter. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with butter. It's a very good fat. If you can tolerate dairy, but a lot of people, someone might not be able to tolerate dairy and be fine with butter. But seed oils olive oil's great. Yeah,
Extra
Mediterranean diet. They're all over the olive oil and they're one of the healthiest people. So, yeah.
Before we go on to the
Just
next
side note.
seed oils hashtag.
That's the professional.
He'll ask you about politics next. Before we go on to the next question, I just wanted to go back, if it's okay, obviously without naming names, about who your clients are. You said that you had someone who had lots and lots of different symptoms, and you were going to say like she had severe something.
Oh, yes.
And I just wondered, where she's
Cut you off, babes.
like where she kind of started and where you got to on that journey. Just as
so this particular client had severe PMS, so debilitating. She would be in bed for 3 days or so at the start, before her period, leading into it, just all of the classic symptoms for PMS, really bad cramping and so that was the main thing, and she couldn't go to work for that, so she would have to take time off work, and so that was her primary reason for coming to me, and it came down to some very simple things that I changed with her, and she actually was a client that she was incredible because everything I said to her, she did, and she just changed it. She said, yep, I'm doing that. Hydration was a big one for her. She was only having 1 to 2 glasses a day of water, and she was having quite a lot of coffee, so that in itself was quite
it was
inflammatory for her body.
So
I just had real bad PMS, guys. And it wasn't me. I wasn't the client.
I know that wasn't a sole factor, but there was a lot of inflammation going on for her. So, but I just was so stoked for her because she, like I said, she just jumped in and she was amazing. Everything I said she did, and it was changed and it was done, and she was somebody that was ready to change. And when she saw the results, she was just like, oh, it was life-changing for her to actually pretty much go to 0 symptoms.
Amazing.
Like,
but that shows that like when you're just so freaking over something that you're like, right, can you help me?
She was at the end of her tether.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you follow the rules, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to change it. You're done.
Yeah.
Can we have some tips on how not to be too grumpy before our periods then? Like, what should we eat? Like, tell me what to do. Don't eat chocolate.
Oh, there's so, that's
Get a house.
book a
plan,
house.
Gina.
Yeah, just book it with me, Gina.
So
It also, I'm just going to move that. Get to those soon, maybe.
Can't melt them. I need to eat them.
I'm surprised you haven't cracked them open yet.
I'm holding back.
yes, so am I.
It's been really hard. I keep making eye contact with them, and they're like, "This is a test."
Looking that date right in the eyes. So bringing it back, it can be really hard to make a change, especially when you're a busy mum or you've got
Totally.
work on or life throws lots of things at you. And so, and it's hard to know when you're ready to commit to a process like this because sometimes, like you said, you don't know that you have no energy and or that you feel completely depleted. So how do you support someone through this process?
So again, it comes down to the individual. If they are wanting to go boots and all and do everything at once, I do that approach. If they're wanting to just take it slow or there's a lot going on and it's just one thing at a time, I'll do it that way. And I think the difference with me as well with a health coach is you have that support through the process. So I'm not just going to make a health and wellness plan and be like, all right, this is what you need to do and see you later.
So I don't like seeing your GP,
Yeah, that's it. And they don't have to come back to see me. It's we make a plan, we may book in for, 2 weeks later or a month later, depending on the goals. And then I'm in touch in between those appointments. So it's how are you going? Is this working? What is working? And also accountability. So they know that I'm, like, how is that?
Yeah, we've all
How
had
is
it.
that
I'm like,
hydration?
fuck, I got a text from Becca.
grains?
I know. I would be like that. I'd like get a text from her. She's like, "How much water have you had today?" And I was literally at the bench, like sculling cups of water before I text you back, like, "Oh, I've had 18."
Just drown yourself.
I know. Vomiting water. I've had enough.
So I like supporting people through that process, and I think that's part of seeing the results come through as well.
awesome.
I think
there
it's
for
so
you,
good to
you
have someone
know?
keep you accountable too, because it's not like, when you go to the doctor and they're like, "Here's your meds, take your course," and then you end up like not taking the last 5.
Because
You
you're not
already
going to
have done
text you.
that. But it's just nice to like have the accountability but have the support as well. Like I know with you, if I fell off the wagon a bit, you were like, "It's okay. Like I know you've had a bad week. Let's just try again next week," whatever it was.
And sometimes
wasn't
people are not ready,
judgment.
you know? Sometimes they think they're ready and they're not, but even to just have the awareness of, if I do this, this is going to make me feel better. And right in the season where I'm in my life right now, I might not be ready, but at least, awareness is the first step. You know what you're doing
I love that.
what the result of that is. So it's
Love that.
it's when you're ready, and we can't, a lot of us know what we should be doing, but we're not, we're not doing it. But awareness is the first step, and then from there, and even just starting, like really simplifying it can be, just one thing. What can you introduce in
not
your day
overwhelming.
today? That's one, I have 10 minutes. What can I do with 10 minutes that is going to, add to my health? Yeah, because,
So on top of that, and you kind of haven't said it because obviously you individualize it for everyone, but if you had to give our listeners 3 hot tips, like something that is in every one of your clients that,
Or just a generalized thing.
if you could just do 3 awesome ones, what would they be?
3 is so hard.
Oh, what's a better number?
But I think
One.
No, I'll do 3. But I think that, there's so much you can do, but it's going back to just a few. So that's good for me to only,
Stick to the 3, Becca.
Right. I would say your daily routine is 1. I know that's so broad, but it's what you do every day, and we all have a generalized routine, what time we get up, what we do, and it's actually being really honest with what that looks like and how you can start to change that to add to your health. Can you get up that much earlier, half an hour earlier, so that you're not running around crazy,
That's me.
you know, and you're already in
my
that
God,
fight or
like,
flight, you're in your
100%.
sympathetic nervous system, you're stressed, and so you're not going to be able to digest
you're
your
half
breakfast
asleep,
first, and
yeah.
it's just a roll-on effect. So even a subgroup of that or subset of that for, you know, daily routine is probably morning. Just even start with morning. What can you do to make your morning better? Can you get up a little bit earlier? Can you have a lemon water or a water before your
Started doing
coffee?
that.
You know,
I've done that for like the
awesome.
last
Oh
month.
my God, gold star.
I'm the top student.
Go you.
I won.
She's like, I have my lemon water
You
before
get a
I have my
chocolate
Easter
day.
eggs.
Yeah.
Totally. And then I have chocolate for breakfast. No, I don't. But just that warm water, because I get
Yes.
up and have coffee.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I've started having lemon and warm water, and I reckon it helps with my energy in the morning.
Yes.
Such a show off. I have a
100%.
coffee, I get a F.
Yeah, I have a coffee as soon as I wake up.
Coffee on an empty stomach and no breakfast.
Me too.
So,
But one
awesome.
thing is quite easy, like it, and then I'm like, I like to have it sitting there and waiting. You got to boil the jug, got to go to the lemon tree, whatever. It seems nuts, but if you have it all there and ready to go, just making it a bit more easier.
That's it. So, yeah, a good morning starts the night before. So, even having 10 minutes to organise your breakfast. Like, I made up a bircher last night and it took me probably 3 minutes.
Made up a bird. I'm just like in awe of you.
Kate's like during Kardashian.
I was watching Succession. I could
You
never
know,
have made a
but I
bircher.
actually feel like that when I say it. I'm like, when you were like, oh, I don't want to be like this when you say you have amazing kids, because you do have amazing kids, but when you talked about, like, I don't want to be that person that like,
Yeah,
takes
yeah,
my
hard
own horn or
out.
whatever, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I made up a bircher, but it's just an example that it's like takes like 3 minutes, and then
Yeah.
in the morning my breakfast is right there, and I heat up some berries, chuck it on, coconut yogurt, what else I had, dash of maple, and you're good to go, so
Yum.
just that, instead of waking up and be like, oh, what am I having for breakfast, and or oh, I'm not having breakfast and out the door,
Yeah.
simple like that. So
your daily
that can be
routine.
one daily
Yep.
routine or morning
That's
routine.
a good one.
I have to say hydration, because I always bang on about it. I'm sorry, but I know
No,
I think
it's
I've gone on
key.
it a bit, but yeah, 2/3 of your body is water, 80 to 85% of your brain is water.
Oh my God. My shriveled up.
Fatigue
my
is like
shriveled up brain. It's like a little sultana.
shriveled walnut. Yeah.
Yep. So
Um,
hydration. So water.
Yeah,
What would
water
be your
is
surge?
dehydration is like the primary cause of daytime fatigue. So yeah, it has to be hydration, and even adding in electrolytes if you can, because that just is optimal hydration. So it can get in your cells and have the right fluid balance around, and actually hold on to
She makes it sound
The
so
water that you
brainy,
need.
eh?
I
No.
It's like
I'm
the
like, is that a
electrolytes.
Powerade? Can we just drink Powerade?
I would like my gold star because I've been having electrolytes in my water. But I've noticed
get
as well
worse.
that at nighttime I would normally, like, I drink heaps of water during the day, but I would notice that at nighttime I'd wake up and be really thirsty as well. But since I put electrolytes in, I can still drink lots of water, but I'm not thirsty at night. Like, I feel like, it's actually,
actually-
adding value to your water.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
making
Totally.
you sleep better.
Yeah.
Less broken.
it's not
Exactly.
flushing out all your sodium and other electrolytes. Yeah, so that's why we want to add
Where's your
that in.
gold star, Kate?
I get none.
Get
I
a
get
take.
none.
Wait for the homeware edit. She'll get heaps. I'll have none.
Yeah, you will.
I'll be like,
Negative.
what fucking pillow?
Right.
Sorry, Becca. And number 3?
3 sounds so boring as well, but we need to be optimizing nutrients every day, and that's your fruit and vegetables. Like,
I
how
actually
many fruit and
do that.
vegetables are you actually eating every day?
I actually
Lord.
ate heaps of
That
fruit
was a
and
rhetorical
Gold
question.
star.
but-
Gold
Finally,
star.
guys.
I was like,
I
are you
got
looking
it.
at me? I don't want to answer that.
Yeah.
None.
No, I have heaps.
Good. You've got a gold star. High five.
Well
I'm
done.
proud of you.
That's awesome.
Thank you for my Oscar.
So yeah, getting up in the morning, having fresh fruit with your breakfast, having salads, having green smoothies, having a green juice if you have a juicer. How can you get them in,
Pack them in.
I have a plate layout in my health and wellness plan, and it just gives example of, so half, we're aiming for half to be vegetables, green leafy
Half of your
vegetables,
dinner
or
plate.
half of your plate, and then
For
you have your
every meal.
protein, and then
Wow.
for every meal.
Oh,
Leads
good
us-
So that's my third one. And, you know, they all sound really simple and possibly boring, but honestly, if you nail those, you just
Game
feel so
changer.
good.
Yeah,
Total game
that's
changer.
good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Becca.
I love
That leads us really nicely into our next question, which is meal planning top tips and what should we have on our plates?
Yeah, this is how your household works, what, you know, kind of foods you're into. Also comes down to your routines for shopping, where you get your food from. So I think it's organising that. Some people like to go on a Sunday. I personally don't, because I like my weekends for me, and not going to, you know, the
Do
supermarket
jobs.
or the
Yeah.
organic shop. But
Yeah, it's
So
not me
personally
time,
for
everyone.
me-
Going to the supermarket is not me time.
It's my most hated job.
Same.
Hate it.
yeah, it's common to hate today.
Yeah.
Also, because it's
So
so
I-
expensive.
Yeah.
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 So I plan around, and I personally only plan about 3 or 4 meals at a time, because I don't like to plan like 7 meals. Just is a lot to plan at once. So that's kind of my tip to, you know, you can do 3 to 4, and then sometimes it kind of like leads over to leftovers, or you might just be like, we're grabbing that. And actually one of my outs was going to be prices of food. And it's just terrible at the moment, but
Well, it just
so,
makes it
you know,
really
making up.
expensive to eat well, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Hard.
So coming back to what you have on your plate, like I try to eat with what's in season as well, and I think this is going to come up maybe around supplements as well, because I think we can kind of just, if we're not eating in season, we can be eating vegetables or fruit that actually have been sitting there for quite a long time. Like I saw strawberries in the supermarket the other day, and I was like, what's
From
going
where?
on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where have they grown, and
Where have
how
they been
long have they
sitting
sat
for-
there
yeah.
for? So, yeah, so I personally we have an organic shop here in New Plymouth. Shout out to Down to Earth.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so
And
good.
they
Yes.
do like a text service. So they text when they get their fresh produce in, and then you can text back and they can put together the box for you, and then it's all there, you know, just pop in. So I plan to kind of do anything in town they have a Tuesday and Friday when they get it in, and then I kind of base my meals around that. We're pretty simple at home. It's pretty much protein, meat
So in your
and
meals,
vegetables.
do your kids and you and Eli all eat the same meal, or do you make
Yes.
separate meals?
No, always eat together. Yeah, always have.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
And, you know, my kids aren't perfect. They can be fussy for sure, but we have different ways to, I think, you know, they're finished, but we still stay at the table all together as one tip. And with kids, they can sit there and then they're bored, and then they might actually just start kind of picking at their meal
yeah,
again, like
okay.
things like that. But most of them are pretty good. And actually one thing I love to do with my kids is explain what the food does to their body. And it's really funny that then they, you know, a few meals later they'd be like, and he's like, oh, Mum, I'm eating leeks. She would hate leeks. I'm eating leeks because I know that it feeds like the good guys in my tummy, and they're getting so strong. She's like, look at me. She's like shoving down these leeks, and I'm just like, yes. Like,
that's
she would never
amazing.
touch a leek otherwise, you know. So
Yeah.
things like that. And I know it's not easy, but they've kind of
They don't know any
grown up
different,
that way.
right?
Yeah, there hasn't been a massive shift for them in the way.
I'll be like at the
Yeah.
table, Siri, what does a potato do?
I can tell you.
In a selfie or in the kitchen?
She's like, lift your chin.
My kids ask me things, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. Should we ask Siri? She'll tell me.
Our daughter
So
does
rude.
the same thing with that. Like sometimes she'll kind of move away from eating meat that we put on her plate, and she's like, I don't want to eat that. And I'm like, well, you know, that's protein and that helps build your muscles, and, you know, build. And she does the same thing. Then she sits there and she goes, look how big my muscles
Yeah.
are, Mummy. And I'm like,
Awesome.
yeah, must be all that protein. Imagine
Yeah.
what happens when you finish it off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool.
I
when they
think it's
make
cool
that
to talk to
connection.
kids like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And where your food comes from, and that I think is, it's all part of healthy eating, so they don't just take food for granted. And
Yeah.
Fuel your
Yeah,
body.
value on food.
Mm.
The best way for me to get Tedder's like full beige diet. He's like terrible. He would just eat like chicken tenders for life. But he is like, it's so bad. Like he does actually eat a lot of vegetables, but the best way that I can get food into him is by saying, Mace eats this.
Oh.
And he's like, Mace is so fast, Mum. And I'm like, well,
He eats spinach.
well, he had his pumpkin, that's why. So that works well for us. Babe, I was going to talk to you about supplements. I feel like there's a real, like I've seen videos in the past that are like, it's rubbish, like you just pay it out, you know, like it's just a waste of money. But the stuff you stock is obviously really good quality, high-end stuff. What's your theory on supplements and why?
Yeah, great question. My theory on supplements is that it's near impossible to get all the nutrients that we need on a daily basis, especially the modern lives we lead and how busy we are with everything, but also comes down to the produce. So it's like modern agriculture, the way topsoil doesn't have the central kind of micronutrients that it used to have, overspraying of everything. Like we just talked about produce sitting in the supermarket for a long time. So even, you know, after like 5 days or so, I think it's, you know, fresh vegetables can reduce between kind of like 20 to 70% of vitamin C. So even though you think like you're eating something healthy, it may not be. It's also our modern day lifestyles. Because we're so busy, we burn through a lot more minerals and vitamins, nutrients that we would otherwise.
Right.
And you know, like in our grandparents' day, just their produce had so much more nutrients in
I
there.
saw a
you
video
know?
about this recently, and it was like one apple that your grandma would have eaten is the equivalent now of 8 apples.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to, you know, eat 8 to get the same
amount of nutrients.
as
Yeah.
that one
That's
apple.
scary.
Yeah.
Depending on where it was grown.
Wow, yeah. Totally.
Yeah, so it's in a perfect world, I wouldn't want, you know, I'd like to say that we can.
Yeah.
But if you're going for optimal health, you definitely need to be supplementing.
Okay.
And so I stock Be Pure supplements, and that's one of their biggest kind of values, I guess, is that their supplements are designed for optimal health. So it's not just your recommended daily intake, which for a lot of things is actually really low. You're actually wanting, you know, the optimal amount for your body. So, but with everything, it's do what you can. It's the same, like, again, with your skincare, you're not going to, you know, your skin might need lots of stuff, but you just do it prioritizing the most important at the time. And
Sure, yeah.
but yeah, definitely needed. And I think it is also being proactive with your health. And it's I saw one practitioner say he'd rather be paying out like $1 a day than being 10 cents short. You know, it's like,
That's clever.
you know, it's like insurance policy basically for your health. It's it's giving your body the nutrients that it needs for all the, you know, so many
Stuff it's doing,
processes.
yeah.
Once you get right down into biochemistry, it just really blows your mind with what actually goes
What your
on.
body
You know,
needs.
so magnesium is needed for over 300 enzyme processes in the body, zinc over 200. It's like, if you don't have that, you know,
How you
your body's
functioning.
scrambling.
Like
it's like, this doesn't
the
happen,
normal
and it's
person
like a
doesn't
flow-on
know that.
effect.
Yeah,
eh?
like the normal person just doesn't know that.
No.
We're just like, pretty tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Got a guts ache today, you know?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah.
So, Becca, what does the future hold for the well-being, and what are your goals both professionally and personally?
Yeah, awesome question. So excited for the future.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So next year I'll graduate as a naturopath and a nutritionist. So yeah, that'll be a massive step up in terms of access to testing, to practitioner supplements, to
So all those little like drops on the tongue, like little, you know, like
yeah, to
we do
herbal
this.
medicine, yeah, to all of that. So
Wow,
it's
that's
so exciting.
exciting, yeah.
So I guess the wellbeing will go there. Hopefully, you know, opening a clinic, or whether I'm joining with somebody else. I would love
Come
to
to R and
see.
Co.
Package.
I'd love to see in the future, these are big goals, but like a wellness hub where you go there and you see everybody for your health. You see a doctor, you see a naturopath or nutrition, and they're all working together for your health, because I think they're all needed.
Totally.
But on their own, I think things are missing,
Yeah.
like just me on my own, you need the medical side and vice versa. So I think just being able to work together with somebody and have good communication between practitioners, and
That's
that would
an
be
amazing
like,
goal.
that's
dream.
that would be a game changer.
Yeah.
I hear it so much with people lacking in like my own personal experiences.
Yeah.
Like I go to the doctor and they give me thyroxine,
Yeah.
but it's still not enough for what I need. So I've
No.
had to do so much of my own research,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's about what is bad for me and maybe somebody else that has got underactive thyroid are totally different. Like I'm just me.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if I had that hub to go to, I went and got my thyroxine, and then I come to see you and be like, I'm actually still really tired. Can you help?
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So I think that would be amazing.
Yeah. That would, I think, healthcare, there's a lot that might be heading that way, which is really exciting. So, yeah.
Cool.
That's a big dream. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And personally,
Personally,
like the fam, where we at? Just get the kids through life.
living the dream out on a
the
lifestyle
dream.
block and
Yeah.
keeping life simple. I was chatting to a mum actually at pickup the other day, and
Was
just
it
getting
me?
back to
It's only me.
apart from you, only have one other friend to know. Yeah, just about the simple life. I think, yeah, the simple life can be a lot to said. Just not rushing around, keeping it simple. Lucky my kids love being at home, and
Yeah.
because
it's
I am
nice,
a bit
eh?
of a homebody, and
Back to basics.
yeah, and probably tennis I'll throw in there too, because I'm a bit of a
Yes.
tennis fanatic, and I've got big goals to like be real good at tennis.
Is that
She
what
is
Rusty
really good.
Rackets is? Did we confirm that?
Oh yeah,
Is
no, that is
what
tennis.
is?
But
Okay,
no,
cool.
she's far.
I was,
surpasses
like,
rusty rackets.
Sitting and
She's
watching
like pro level.
pro. I was
No, I'm not
watching
pro
Mace
yet.
play at his rugby practice, and like I could see her out the corner of my eye. Were you playing Eli? She was like, it was like, boom, ace. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he didn't hit that back. No offense, Eli. I'm sure you're really awesome.
He actually had a sore shoulder, but he was showing.
Excuses. And she came round to my
She
window.
smashes him and he's like,
Yeah.
oh my shore, and she's like,
Still not holding
okay.
back.
And she came to my window. I was like, oh my God, you're like really good at tennis. She's like, oh, nah, that was just a light hit.
Whatever.
No, she's
I
already really
feel
good.
like that, and then I watch a video of myself, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so she's like at the level where she's got like a pro coach, and the coach videos her playing so that she like can improve her.
He's trying to help
This
me.
ain't like
He's
a
trying to help
Sunday
me.
hit, you know, with
Rehearsals
jandals on.
training.
I'll get it. Cool. So, I'm not sure if I've already said this, but Becca's going to be like our resident well-being expert. So, this is really exciting for us because I think we all will have questions after this, and it would be really cool if we could sort of once a season kind of get Becca in and talk about specific things that you guys have questions about or are interested in, and we could even make it like one whole episode about gut health or fatigue or whatever it is. So hit us with your questions for Becca, and then we can kind of collate them and get this girl back here because it's just like
So much information.
wildly important to take care of yourself,
Yeah,
especially
it
when
is,
you're
yeah.
in this zone of life.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a really cool giveaway happening with Becca too. So
Do you want me to say that now, or that's going to be
Yeah.
secret squirrel till
Ooh,
then?
it's
Or
up to you. You want to be a little secret squirrel, or do you want to tell? Do you want to share?
I'm happy to share.
Oh, share away,
Yeah.
girl.
All right.
I'm just
Renee's
gonna-
into the stuff dates.
Oh, finally.
Oh,
happening.
thanks. It's the end. We're introducing the giveaway. I can have
You
it.
can get chocolate
a
over
chocolate
your face.
date.
and-
Oh my God. Oh my
mouth.
God, it tastes like caramel.
Oh, it's life-changing, I tell you.
Is this healthy?
Yeah, it's got the fats to slow down the sugars from the dates, so you
Does
could.
anyone else
Putting
want one?
clothes on your carbs.
It started to melt in the sun.
I love that.
So,
oh my god! Can we put this recipe up?
yeah.
Guys, these are like...
It's not even a recipe. It's just like,
There's not just dates in there.
it's a medjool date, so a fresh date, stuffed with almond butter,
Oh my god.
Not like those
then
dates
covered
they put
in
scones.
covered in dark chocolate, dark Ghana, Whittaker's chocolate.
I'm taking the rest home.
Cut it out!
No, you're not.
There's only one more each.
I've got more at home, so I'm good. I just need
I'll
to
fight
talk
you,
before I
Renee.
put that in my mouth.
Okay, sorry. Giveaway. What are we doing
So
for the giveaway, Becca?
giveaway is going to be a health history, a health and wellness plan, and a Be Pure wellness pack, which has your multivitamin, your probiotic, and your fish oil.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing giveaway.
That was really generous. Thank you, Becca.
So welcome.
I can't talk because I'm
I
going
know, this is like honestly beyond good.
Yeah.
Like I'm dying. You need to do a video. We need to
We
make a
should
reel
have
of you
ate
doing
these at
this.
the start.
I know,
Chocolate
chocolate
in our
mouth.
teeth.
Thanks so much for being here, Becca.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
You're an absolute weapon.
And a real cool friend.
She can't gal. She's got a full date in her mouth.
She's like,
Yeah,
this is Becca.
Let's high five and get this done. Well done.
Gina,
Shot.
Sam.
Hey, you leave me hanging.
The guest. I left the guest hanging.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Becca. You're a legend.
Chocolate teeth.
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and read it, you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep.